What it do is Drew Blue. I'm back at it again. I know a few of y'all been missing to see my vids. It's been a minute. I'll bump this this new track that got dropped by TORY's team called Circumstances. Man, I'm gonna give y'all my reaction to this because you already know it's a 2016 lost tape, and that's the golden era for Tory Lanez, especially R&B Tory Lanez. So without further ado, let's cut the chat, get into the track. And I forgot the third part, but y'all know where it's at. Let's get it. Look, man, the distorted effect right there on a jazzy sample, bro. Two things this man really knows how to kill back in the days: piano keys and jazzy samples, bro. Fargo, man. Yo, Jesus, we need a free Tory this year. Let's get it. Hey, bro, that was Tory Lanez in his golden era bag. I want to say, just from hearing how he sounds on this track, probably during somewhere between I Told You and TNT 2 and C4 recording days. So we're talking, so like 2016, we're probably talking about probably right after I Told You dropped, right? We're talking about during that session when he was recording Chicks Tape 4 and New Toronto 2. So what, September, October? Because he dropped that motherfucker right there on New Year's 2017. So sometimes you look at those two tapes and can you really say it's 2017 Tory? Not really. It feels more like 2016 because it was right on the verge, the end of 2016 going into 2017. But anyways, that's the cadence I miss, bro. Like, I heard that Donnell Jones sample. I know a lot of y'all be fucking with that shit, and a lot of the new fans, quote unquote, gonna be rocking that shit. But I'm like, bro, as far as R&B goes, that shit was flat as fuck when it came to Tory's vocal performances, man. The sample wasn't too bad. I mean, great chops all in all. I feel like they could have slowed that shit down, been more a little bit creative with how that shit dropped. And you kind of hear it too when you hear the what's it called? The distorted 808 kind of just floating around about. Like, it feels like a real fucking vibe. It's just for like a transition. And after that, it goes back to the typical kick and the 808 kick shit. I mean, I ain't really fucking with it. I felt like they could have done that beat better. I felt like they could have been much more creative in the bag, like how it is with Circumstance. And like I said, he was just more flowing on that shit. He wasn't really trying to sing. He was flowing. You know what I mean? Like, he was flowing with it. He kind of had the right mindset with how he was putting the foundation, how he was going to deliver the notes, you know, or the melodies note-wise. Yeah, I got it twisted, but yeah. So he kind of got that melody flow going right. It's just taking the time to just deliver that shit and go really in with carrying those notes, you know what I mean? Pushing that shit, and he kind of does it here. I'll give y'all a listen right here. Again, right there. So that's my point. When he's carrying that melody note, you feel me? Like, that shit hits hard. Na na na. Ooh yeah yeah yeah. Ooh la 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 la. Hey yeah yeah hey hey. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Instead of going like no 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 do 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 do. Like I said, the melody progression ain't bad, but give some time to churn the vocals out. Like, let that shit, you know, cook for a minute. Like how he did right there. You know, he had the perfect combination of flowing and really singing melodies out on this track. That's where he had that balance. But the problem is, the industry be doing shit so fucking flat. And obviously, you know, looking at Tory's perspective, if you got to stay in the game, you're going to have to bite sometimes from what the industry is doing to kind of stay afloat until you really go ahead and make your own road. And I can understand why he does the shit that he did. But at the same time, I'm like, dog, fuck all that shit. You know, if you're going to burn your bridge with the industry, burn all their bullshit too, bro. Like all the tactics, whatever trends, burn that shit down and just start up from, you know what I mean, from ground zero. Because at least this point, you'd already done built the shit up before. It's not going to be hard to build it up again because you already got the knowledge that you didn't have prior back in 2013, 2014 when your back was against the wall. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that word kind of gets through to some of the newer fans. You know, I don't want to knock y'all because y'all just came into Tory late. Like y'all might feel like, oh, he's firing this and that because he's probably doing something similar to other artists you fuck with. And at the end of the day, music is a preferential taste. But I'm just telling y'all, I'm letting y'all know, y'all ain't got the real motherfucking Tory Lanez. This right here is the real Tory Lanez. Unfortunately, circumstances has him doing things that ain't really in his own fucking lane. Doesn't mean he's biting necessarily, like I have said in the past, where he was blatantly doing that shit prior to the incident with Meg when he finally hit that reset button and said, fuck it, I'm done with the industry. Now I'm going to do my own thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is actually him just being him. And people were pulling that shit out their asses, bro, back then. Because homie wasn't sounding like nobody but himself. I will never forgive the internet and these lame-ass motherfuckers going out there saying Tory sounded like Travis Scott on Liddy. That tells me y'all are ignorant to his fucking catalog. Like, that nigga been doing that shit from New Toronto 1 back in 2015. He been doing that vocal shit. Just because someone does a vocal effect don't mean they biting. I don't see nobody talking about Snoop Dogg biting T-Pain when he did Sexual Eruption now. Because he did auto-tune. Or that T-Pain wasn't the first dude to do auto-tune. Other artists before him did auto-tune. You get what I'm saying? He just used the vocal effect, but he put his own voice into it. He never sounded like Travis at all. He might have used the same equipment or the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Motherfucker, slipped my mind. It's a DAW program fucking terminology, like FL Studio, Reasons type of, what they call plugin. He might be using the same vocal plugin or something similar to Travis, but that don't mean he's trying to be like Travis. Like, y'all get me on that bullshit, bro. Man. And unfortunately, I think that shit got to Tory and he said, fuck it. I might as well just sound like these niggas if you think I am like these niggas. And, you know, life hits like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure what's going through his mind, but that's my perspective, how I see it. I think that's why he got into, you know, the influence of the industry. Obviously, outside of, you know, wanting to be big and famous and trying to, you know, work his way up the ladder. Until he found out, them motherfuckers want you to sell your soul to join them. And obviously, he bounced back out. You know, thank God. But like I said, as far as vocals with Tory, y'all really don't know how deep he can get with that shit. I mean, the man taught himself how to sing. And it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, bro. Like, to me, take that shit and run with it. Because you already got that shit working in the first place. You had 7th Street out there singing, you know that song, Say It? Like, you had 7th Streeter go do a cover. At that point, dog, you already got shit right. You don't gotta change nothing. Don't fucking try to fix something that ain't broke. But that being said, I'm over 10 minutes. So, yeah, that's the typical video that, you know, you're gonna get from me. But yeah, like, I like Circumstances, homie. Like I said, I'm not fucking with the loose tracks from that Chicks Tape trilogy. That Donnell Jones one. The Mario one was alright. It felt like it was a Chicks Tape 4, you know, left over. It's alright. It's alright. Donnell Jones one, I mean, like, anytime you sample Donnell Jones, you gotta come through, dog. Like, that's 100%. That is the king of R&B in my book. You gonna sample Donnell Jones, you gotta fucking come through and do your thing. Now, I felt like they were on the verge of doing something, but they fell short. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. It felt flat for me. But anyways, if y'all understand where I'm coming from, like, I felt like I have a high expectation for this dude. So when I hear something, if it ain't it, I'm like, bro, you could do better. It's because I think he can do better, not because he's whack. You got to understand that there's a difference between hate and being critical of someone that you believe can be great. Remember that. So yeah, I think he can do better than that. But don't you ever get me twisted, bro, and try to put me on some DJ academic shit with Tor. Like, nah, it ain't like that, bro. If anything, I'm gonna take his ass as an artist myself. You feel me? There's a difference. But I'm just saying, sometimes you need, iron gonna sharpen iron. And the way I see it, if this nigga gonna be my biggest music competition, I want this man to be at his best and go at it with me. You get what I'm saying? Just like how MJ and Prince had that shit going on. I don't give a fuck what nobody think. The moment I start dropping my shit, watch. I'm gonna be hot. But anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in, and hold on. Give me 1 second. I had to play this part right here at the end. That jazzy vibe, man. With the horns? Oh, man. I'm telling y'all, Tory and J. Cole would be a great collab, man, if they ever got that shit to work, man. But obviously, if anyone's following the case, man, I'm going to add some little details at the end so that way y'all can really have something to stick with. Tory getting out, bro. At this point, the jig is up for that fake ass nigga known as Jay-Z. I never fucked with this fool. I hated this fool. The moment I found out this motherfucker was potentially behind the hit that was put on Big L just so he could take Big L's spot as an MC. You know what I mean? In the music, in the East Coast hip hop scene, bro. That moment for me, that put the nail in the coffin. That, and when he said putting middle finger up to the sky to God, I said, don't you ever disrespect God, homie. When he said that shit on the Black album, like, how you gonna say dust that dirt of your shoulder to sound like you humble, and then you gonna say I'm gonna flick God? Like, that never sit with me, bro. Those two things made me hate that nigga for the rest of my life. I said, fuck this nigga. I don't care to listen to his music. I had plenty of reasonable doubt to not fuck with this nigga. No pun intended. But anyways, the gig is up, homie. Because this motherfucker's name is in the Epstein files. And unfortunately, you know what I mean? Whether she chose to voluntarily follow this fraudulent ass nigga or not, yo, Queen B's in that shit too. And I'll be frank, bro. She was surrounded by the wrong people. And I feel like that's why I never really been into her music in the first place. You know, I'm not going to say that she stole Amiri's sound, because Amiri's main go-to producer decided to hop off after that first two albums and go ahead and make that Crazy in Love beat for her. I forgot what his name is, something around Rich or Paul or some shit like that. Let me double check that shit. Yeah, Rich Harrison, that's the dude, man. Talk about a fucking phenomenal combination. I'd say the only female R&B artist / producer combo that I think will that could rival what Timbo and Aaliyah did. Amiri and Rich, them two, I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all want to say it's uncontested with Timbo and Aaliyah, I'm gonna say, look, Amiri and Rich got an argument. But anyways, not to sidetrack, get back on track. My point is this, bruh, is Jay-Z's name's in that Epstein files, you know? And shit's already been out how they were trying to get Tory on his team. Tory didn't want to, and obviously that's when the setup happened. So, Meg and Kelsey were both in it, and obviously Kelsey's bodyguard at the time had an NDA, so he couldn't speak out. But he finally spoke out once that NDA expired, and he finally spoke up and defended Tory and said it wasn't him, it was Kelsey who pulled the shit. But then you just go back to all the fucking videos and images of her. This bitch, Meg, from being in the pool with Kelsey's, baby daddy or some shit, her man or whatever, to, you know, who, like some other dude was in the video waving a gun and she felt unbothered about that shit, to the picture with DJ Khaled where she's like out there hanging out, no cast on, her fucking heels are fine. Like, her fucking bitch ass raggedy crocodile feet was fine, bro. Never been shot at or nothing. You get what I'm saying? And she went out there to just do everything in her power to incriminate Tory, even when he was trying to fight for his innocence. The fact that you would not even consider another suspect who was right there in fucking dead daylight. You know what I mean? At this point, bruh, like, I feel like Meg and Kelsey were both in it. They both were in it. They both in it. They planned this shit out. They knew Tory was fucking between both of them. So they pretended to fight behind his back. Probably did that shit on purpose just to get this nigga fucking incarcerated. Fuck them harlots. I don't give a fuck what I don't give a damn what people say. But fuck them harlots, bro. For real. Meg and fucking Kelsey. That's what happens when you let ratchet motherfuckers come in and have power, bro. And that comes with any... It don't matter where you come from. If you got ratchet in you, you're going to do some ratchet things. And that's the problem with these motherfuckers out here, man. They got power. They do whatever the fuck they want. I'm not going to even talk about Epstein. That motherfucker has a special place in hell. Y'all think Diddy was bad? Epstein is in a bellows. I'm talking about he's going to be with them fallen angels from the book of Enoch, burnt in eternal fire, man. Cursed be unto him and all the affiliates that was with him. They did all those disgusting things, man. Fuck them people, bro. For real, for real. Like, the hell with them. Literally, to hell with all of them. But like I said, Jay-Z's part of that. And he's starting to get exposed. So guess what? It won't be long before, like they did with Diddy, be like, hello, sir, can we come in and bust into your place? And they're going to raid that motherfucker. Find all the documents, all the files. And I know this cheesy rat motherfucker. He probably right now going through trying to delete every fucking everything that he's ever written, that he's ever sent, that he's ever received. He's trying to delete all the fucking paper trail that's on his ass. But he's not going to be able to get all of it. Watch. This motherfucker's going to try hard. I'm telling you, he's got maybe about 6 more months. 6 more motherfucking months. All right? And by September, baby, it's going to be like Earth, Wind, and Fire, brother. That motherfucker going to be running from the feds. You're going to leave Beyonce and his kids. He's going to go on his own runaway like the coward that he is, bro. Because I think what's his name put it best. I forgot his name. My apologies, brother. But he said, and he reminded me about that shit. When Pac called this motherfucker out and Jay-Z never responded, he's a coward. He's 100% a coward, man. In the scene of hip-hop where you got to respond back and say something, that motherfucker a coward. And if y'all think Diddy was trifling, this motherfucker's even worse. 100%. I'm surprised 50 never beefed with this dude. But anyways, my point is, once Jay-Z gets exposed, all the bullshit that he's done will get exposed too. And how he paid off basically down here everybody in LA that deals with the judicial system. From the witnesses to the judges and all that shit. I know he had definitely an influence. And the fact that no other DNA was taken, like Kelsey's DNA wasn't taken, you know for a fact he paid the feds, bro. You know for a fact that motherfucker paid the feds behind closed doors, man. Don't ever trust LAPD, bro. Don't ever trust them. But my point is, all hell's coming down loose for them. And when it does, well, guess what? Soon they're going to realize Tory's an innocent man. And what they going to do? Release him on bail. November 2026. I'm calling it right now. Free Daystar Peterson. Or in other words, for those who don't know, his real biblical or government name, however you want to put it. Free Tory Lanez. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Man, I don't know if I'm going to do any more reaction videos right now. My hands are tied up with so much shit. I know some people wanted me to do Chris Brown. I'm thinking about doing a reaction to 11:11. Because I definitely bumped that one time. I thought we had some interesting songs on that motherfucker. I think the album before that too, Breezy. Because I did a reaction to Indigo. My opinion on Indigo has somewhat changed. There are some tracks. I think if I haven't changed my views on certain songs that I fuck with, I think I said some songs I did like. And there was a few songs that have eventually grown on to me. But yeah, we'll see what I might do in the future. Maybe when shit settled down and I got the ability to really just feel free to do shit, yeah, I'm gonna do more reaction videos. But anyways, this has been me doing my biz. Y'all stay blessed and stay up. Yeah, we're gonna roll with that. All right, y'all stay up and stay blessed. Pieces, deuces.